नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की, श्री प्रहलाद नृसिंहदेव भगवान की, श्री स्निताई गौर सुंदर की, पतित पावन श्रील प्रभुपाद की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। Sharing from Granth Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 26, entitled as King Puranjana Goes to the Forest to Hunt, text number 4. Chachara migayam tatra dipta atesu karmukha vihaya jayam atad arham migavyasana lalasa chachara migayam tatra dipta atesu karmukha vihaya jayam atad arham migavyasana lalasa chachara migayam tatra dipta atesu karmukah vihaya jayam atad arham migavyasana lalasa chachara migayam tatra. Chachara, executed. Mrigayam, hunting. Tatra, there. Dripta, being proud. Atta, having taken. Isu, arrows. Karmukaha, bow. Vihaya, giving up. Jayam, his wife. Atatra arham, although impossible. Mriga, hunting. Vyasana, evil activities. Lalasa, being inspired by. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. It was almost impossible for King Puranjana to give up the company of his queen, even for a moment. Nonetheless, on that day, being very much inspired by the desire to hunt, he took up his bow and arrow with great pride and went to the forest, not caring for his wife. Once again. It was almost impossible to King Puranjana to give up the company of his queen, even for a moment. Nonetheless, on that day, being very much inspired by the desire to hunt, he took up his bow and arrow with great pride and went to the forest, not caring for his wife. Purport. One form of hunting is known as woman hunting. A conditioned soul is never satisfied with one wife. Those whose senses are very much uncontrolled especially try to hunt for many women. King Puranjana, abandoning the company of his religious married wife, is representative of the conditioned soul attempt to hunt for many women for sense gratification. Wherever a king goes, he is supposed to be accompanied by his queen, but when the king or conditioned soul becomes greatly overpowered by a desire for sense gratification, he does not care for religious principles. Instead, with great pride, he accepts the bow and arrow of attachment and hatred. Our consciousness is always working in two ways, the right way and the wrong way. When one becomes too proud of his position, influenced by mode of passion, he gives up the right path and accepts the wrong one. Kshatriya kings are sometimes advised to go to the forest to hunt ferocious animals just to learn how to kill, but such forays are never meant for sense gratification. Killing animals to eat their flesh is forbidden for human beings. Om Tat Sat. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langyayate Girim Yatkipatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanyam Ishwaram. So he has mentioned that King Puranjana, though he was very attached to his wife, on that day he gave up her association and went for hunting. Important point here in this, why he did so, because he was very much inspired by the desire to hunt. This is a key point, that he was very much inspired by the desires to hunt. So in this the sadhakas in our life, we see we are practicing nicely, chanting, studying, in association, everything is there. That time we will feel very confident that I have conquered Maya, that I am not going to become victim of Maya. But then suddenly we will see that something happened and again we are back to square one, struggling to chant, study, do service. That happens. Why it is happening like that? So, because if we are pure, we don't have any desire. Every desire means we cannot be free from desire as a soul, as a living entity. We cannot be free from desire. Our desire should be to serve Krishna. Jiver Swarupa hai Krishna Nitya Das. That should be our desire. That is pure desire. There is a contaminated desire. The desire is there for so many things. Grossly, to have a external sense gratification, and subtly to have name, fame, position, adoration, desire to be worshipped. So they are all subtle desires. And we see externally when we are doing sadhana, we feel that there is no problem. But suddenly in this desire, they are present in our chetana, consciousness, and that keeps popping up here and there. And because we become victim of that desire, and then we find ourselves, either we cater to that desire or we feel morose. Then we struggle to chant. Therefore, we should understand that we have to be very, very careful while practicing Krishna consciousness. We have to be very careful because this very, very precious process, this Krishna Bhakti will take us back to Godhead. And there is all chance that we can be detracked. This material world is a dangerous place, and that more problem is there from inside than outside. We may blame outside so many things, but if we are pakka, we are pure, then how is going? Things will disturb us. It's not. We do not get like Ajamila's case itself. We see. Just he went into the forest, very nice cultured Brahmana, very nicely brought up, nicely trained, and he went for his service in the forest. He used to go regularly. Not it was one day he went, and then he was able. He just suddenly he saw some obscene, and then his mind was very disturbed. So where from this problem came? We can say, oh, because he saw all these things, and therefore he got disturbed. That may be a uh, it's like triggering point. But the problem came because of his desire. Inside heart, he had so much of desire for sense gratification. Though he was performing the religious duty very nicely, but that desire was not being purified. The desire was not, he was not becoming free from those desires, and it came so powerfully that he was not able to stop them. He actually is mentioned in Bhagavatam. He tried in so many ways, tried to recall the instructions of the scriptures, instructions of the superiors. No, this is not right. He tried to recall so many slokas, and then he was trying to control his mind, but he was not able to do that. It was mentioned there, and then he failed to do that, and then his state went, and then again mingled with that prostitute, and so much so that he brought her home, and he just went on like that one trip for a very long time. He said that it mentioned that he was recently married, had a very young wife, and it went on till 80 years. He was 80 years old, or 80 or 85 years old, when he contracted with Vishnu Dutas. Went on for a long trip, very long trip he went on, and just happened to see this Pachut mingling with a low-born man, and then just went on a trip, and one after another he committed so much of sinful activities. So we have to be very, very careful to not trust our mind. Problem, we can say this problem, that problem, but problem is from inside. Our desires inside our consciousness, the desire is there from time immemorial. From so many lives we have catered those desires. So many lifetimes we have catered, and they're all there inside. Even I read in Bhagavatam only, Prabhupada is writing, whatever we are thinking, it is not, coming just like that. The thoughts which is appearing inside our mind has got root inside our conscious mind. This because of so and so subtle impurity or purity, this desire is, or this thought is coming. It is not all of a sudden we think is, we are getting. Same thing in the dream also. We can very, very much watch ourselves, how we are thinking, feeling and willing, how mind is, in what direction is working, how much we have become purified. Or we can check ourselves. There is we will know that how much we have become free from modes. So here it's mentioned that King Puranjana, he left his queen, whom he was so much attached, and then went to forest for hunting. Why he went? Because he was inspired by desires to hunt. So this is important point, we address that. Desire to hunt. And how we can purify this desire? What is the message? What is the way to purify the desire? Like we are enjoying or suffering. This is because of our karma. We know this. I am suffering and enjoying because of my past karma. some good karma is there, pious activities, or we are enjoying, and same time when there is some sinful activities we have performed, we suffer. As enjoyment comes without calling, like that suffering also comes without calling. When there is a suffering, we waking up, oh, why I am suffering. But when enjoyment comes, we don't think like that, why I am enjoying. Hmm? But both this enjoyment and suffering is because of our own deeds. So when we perform some punya activities, actually we become free from sinful reactions. By yajna, dana, tapa, we become free from the sinful reactions. But there is a desire which is stored in our subconscious mind, which doesn't go away with this religious or pious activities. This desire is more dangerous, because it's there inside hiding, and it impels us to perform again sinful activities. See the example how Ajamila he was forced to perform sinful activities again. So how to get rid of the desire? We cannot get rid of just by performing this uh, religious activities. The way to purify this desire is नष्ट प्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी. So when we hear and chant the glories of the Supreme Lord, when we chant and hear His names, His pastimes, then we get actually purified. Nashta prayesu, we become free from all these desires. Abhadresu, this abhadresu which is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam is these desires, material desires for sense gratification in their different forms. So by hearing, by engaging ourselves in devotional service, we become almost free from these desires. These desires for enjoyment, we become almost free. So very, very potent, bhakti is very, very potent. Though we may be subjected to so many disturbances while performing, we should not get discouraged. What is this? Even though I am doing sadhana and okay, I should become free from all these things, but still it is going on like that. No, actually we are getting free, because these desires are there so much. So much of layers of desires are there, so it takes time. It's not overnight we are going to become free, and also depend upon the sincerity we are practicing bhakti. So both is there. Of course, the mercy of Lord is always there. By mercy of the Lord, we are still practicing. Otherwise, we would have long back we would have discontinued. It's actually mercy of the Lord that He sends His devotees some or other way at right time. He keeps us protecting. Sri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maharani ki, Sri Prahlad Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ki, Sri Nitai Gaur Sundar ki Jai. So Lord is very, very merciful. That we can also realize that correct time we are actually saved. Just that we have to hold on the lotus feet of the Lord. Now if we neglect the facilities or the opportunities provided by the Lord, which He does repeatedly, then who should be blamed for, or who is responsible? Like even we see how Krishna went to Duryodhana, he went to Kauravas as a peace messenger, Santi Dut. He went there and requested, there is no need to for fighting and all these things, you just compromise, just give them 5 villages. But then Duryodhana, he was so much proud. He was so much proud and envious of the Pandavas that he did not care. This very simple advice given by the Lord. What is there? There's got such a vast kingdom, whole earth is ruling. And Pandavas are their brothers only, they are very qualified. Actually, they are rightful heir to whole kingdom. But just 5 villages, they will be satisfied because Lord will tell them. This much he was not able to actually accept Duryodhana, just because of pride and envy. So similarly, when the Lord is facilitating, showing His mercy, we should be able to hold on his advice coming through different persons whom the Lord is sending, or the different ways the Lord is sending. Maybe from inside our call, from heart, or some devotees may be saying, or we study, and we will see that our this is addressed to us. So we should be able to catch on that and follow it. It's a very simple thing. So, uh, we are discussing that we should not get discouraged, because it takes time. What is that? For time immemorial, for so many creation would have been taken place, and we have been here in this material world, and we have accumulated these layers and layers and layers of desires. So it may take some lifetimes, we become purified. We should be very patient. Utsahat, dhairyat, nishchayat, tat karma pravartanat. It is mentioned that with great enthusiasm and patience, perseverance, we should practice bhakti. While practicing bhakti, actually, we can be joyful. While having sense gratification, we can never be happy. It is like adding fuel to the fire. The hankering is not satiated, it keeps increasing only. So like fire keeps increasing if you add the fuel. Not that by sense gratification you will become very happy and very satisfied and you will feel very good. No. You will feel even worse. Best thing is to try to control our mind and senses and engage them in service of the Lord. That will give us a deep satisfaction, and also will be progressing. Will be becoming free from all these unwanted things, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsara, and slowly our attraction towards the Lord will become more and more dense, more and more stronger. So it's mentioned that see, the intelligence is supposed to be wife, a queen. Puranjana is supposed to be soul. So the intelligence is guiding. This we should do this, we should not do this. But because of this intense desire, Puranjana failed to take that guidance from the intelligence. And then he took a bow and arrow. And this bow and arrow is characterized attachment and hatred, like and dislike, raga and dvesa. So he took this bow and arrow and he just went for hunting, means for sense gratification. Just went on, I like this, I don't like this, and like that. Just went on like that on a trip. And it's mentioned not caring for his wife. Intelligence just if it just became callous, whatever his intelligence is saying is not able to do according to that. Sometimes we see that somebody does wrong, or we ourselves do wrong. Then when we introspect, then we say how mutal I was to do this. This kind of thing. We'll ourselves give and we will think about, how foolishly I could do this. The same thing that we just gave up didn't care for our intelligence. We did not just care for the intelligence, and we just did this blunder. The biggest blunder we can do is give up the association of devotees. Give up the association of devotees and then try to think, okay, I will practice so nicely when I am not surrounded by devotees. That is actually trap of Maya. That is mind. This in Vaishnava K book also, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying that he's telling Dushta Mana, oh wicked mind. He's addressing to the mind. That mind is giving these suggestions. that give up the association of devotees, they are only disturbing, finding fault, always some other thing they are saying, and like that. And the first suggestion comes, so if I am alone, then I'll be peaceful. When I am peaceful, I can practice nicely, I can chant nicely, I have all the things I can do peaceful. When disturbed, I cannot do anything. So like that, the mind will give suggestions like that. So this is the big blunder we can do. The thumb rule is, for practicing bhakti, devotional service, we should be in association of devotees. In the association of devotees, we can perform bhakti. And without association of devotees, though we may be thinking that, oh, I will do very nicely, but we will become victim of Maya. The classical example is Bharat Maharaj. Who are we in compare of Bharat Maharaj? Bharat Maharaj is mentioned that was so detached. He is the son of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Rishabdev. He is an incarnation of Lord Krishna, and is so detached. He had a prosperous kingdom. He had a very beautiful, handsome body, very strong body. He has a very beautiful wife, very nice children, and there was nobody could challenge his authority. Everything was so well settled. Every people actually aspire for this kind of name, fame, position, this kind of material situation. People are aspiring for that, and he did not even a list of attachment he had for all these things. In spite of that, he was so much attracted to actually see Krishna. He was so much attracted to find Krishna. Uttama sloka lalasa. It is mentioned that just to find Krishna, he gave up all these things without even caring for it. It is mentioned that like malavata, like one passes a stool and never think even to go around and see that. Like that. He just gave up all these things without even considering. And he went into the forest and very sincerely he was practicing bhakti. But then we know this tragedy happened, and he was alone, not in association of devotees, and there was no one to advise him. And then he fell victim of Maya, and he became attached to a deer, child of a deer, stag. He became so attached that he gave up his regular duties, and then he was started thinking about the deer, and started thinking, and actually supposed to think of Krishna, but now he's thinking of deer. Even at time of death, he was thinking of deer, and he became the deer. So if this happened to Bharat Maharaj, then who are we? Bharat Maharaj, it will happen after some time, it will happen to us immediately. Bharat Maharaj, into life, he was by mercy of the Lord, and because he was so qualified, immediately corrected himself and went back to Godhead. But when we become victim, it may take another million and millions and millions of life to again come back. That is only the difference. So we should take this example of Bharat Maharaj, and should be very careful, not think that alone I will practice bhakti very nicely. Even Bharat Maharaj, who was so much eager to serve the Lord, Uttama sloka lalasa, just gave up everything without even caring for it. So he who became victim. Now who are we? Surely will. It's not. It is said that Srila Bhakti-Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur has said that. I don't know who said this, but it's mentioned there that to think that I have practiced bhakti without association of devotees is hallucination. 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 Person is caught by ghost or witch, and he will make all types of tantrum. What he is doing, nobody knows. Why he is doing, he is caught by ghost. All sort of ridiculous thing he will do. So like that, if we thinking that I'll perform bhakti without association of devotees, nirjana bhajana, it is something like hallucination. So it should be uh, very very clear about it. Our mind will give this suggestion also. We should know this. Uh, like last Sunday, Maharaj was giving class. They was telling that story of in Fantastic Friday. He was telling this story that the a hunter came to uh, catch birds. They were actually parrot. He came to catch the parrots. Then he was catching the parrot, and the other parrot noticed, oh, the hunter is one by one catching us. So they all had a meeting and said, oh, if we happen to see this hunter, we should alarm everybody else. And they said, oh, we should sing this song. Hunter will come, he will throw the grains, and he will throw the net also. So we should not get trapped. We should not go there. So like that, they made a very rhythmic song, and they said that we will chant this. Then this hunter went, and then he first threw the grain and then threw the net, and then one parrot saw. Then he immediately started singing. Then all others came to know this, and then though they're seeing the grains and they want to eat, but they know that there is a net also, so they did not go. So this hunter actually first day he waited for some time and he winded up and left. Then it happened for some time, some few days, and then he started worrying. So he advised, don't worry, just continue. You will be very successful. Somebody advised him, some experienced hunter. He advised him like that, and then he continued and he threw the grains and put the net, and then he started waiting for longer period. Then one parrot is seeing for a long time that grain is there, and hunter is also sitting somewhere. He did not seeing, but he knows that hunter, generally he is only doing this, but he's so much attracted to the grain, maybe very hungry or whatever. So he just was singing this song itself. He went and started eating, seeing, oh, this parrot is eating. Another one more parrot also singing that song, just following him. He also singing the song and he started eating the grain. And then seeing two parrots have gone, and what we are doing, simply singing the song. They are eating the grains. So one by one, all the parrots, they started eating the grains while they are singing this song. That hunter will come, he will throw the net, he will throw the grains also. So be careful, don't go there. So like this. So we should not do the same mistake. We should be very careful. Understand that no association alone, thinking that I will practice bhakti, certainly not going to do that. We should not become like these parrots, that even though we know this, and we will commit the same mistake. Should not do that. Then we will be actually, there will be loss for us only. So therefore we should be very very careful. Maya is very powerful. Mam maya druttaya. One should be very very careful. It is said that practicing bhakti is like walking on the double edge razor. Double edge is there. If we careful, then it will nicely save. And we are little careless, it will actually cut. This is a double edge. So we should be very careful. Very carefully we should save. We should practice bhakti. All these things are golden principles. No. You should never think, oh, alone I will practice. I will go away from association of devotees. Then I will do very nicely. Even we go out, we will be carrying out our same mind, which will again and again give the same kind of trouble. So the problem is not from outside, it's from inside. And the solution is that we have to continue practicing bhakti. We have to continue practicing sadhana, sincerely praying to the Lord that I am in such a difficult situation, dangerous situation, and only you can protect me. So we sincerely pray to the Lord, and we should continue practicing bhakti, and the Lord is very, very merciful. Very quickly we can, by His mercy, will be able to go back to Godhead. Asa bandha, it is a hope against hope. Though I am so fallen, there is no hope for me, but still the Lord is so much merciful that surely I will be delivered very soon. ग्रंथ श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, पतित पांच प्रभुपाद की जय.
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna